Hello, good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to share some guidance and pull some cards for this week, starting Wednesday the 8th of February through to Tuesday the 14th of February 2023. So welcome to you. I want to send out also an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. It is Wednesday the 8th of February here, and the time is exactly 10:56 a.m. So welcome to you all. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my Speed of Light Oracle cards combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, and I'll be using this combined deck of 110 cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. I'm not doing personal guidance for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared does support you at this time and resonates with something that you've got going on. Some things will resonate and some things won't. So the things that do resonate, welcome those into your experience, I suppose, and let the other things go and allow yourself to be surprised. Let's think of this as a guide only and see what comes up for our week ahead. So welcome. Hello, Michelle. Welcome to all 5 of you watching. Fantastic. It's lovely. Facebook certainly is suppressing videos and posts. Well, not that that's anything new, but still a little bit frustrating. So I'm so glad at least some people are here. So welcome and thank you. Please look up my videos if you do miss them in the future anytime. So I'm shuffling the cards. So last week's theme, let's just reflect on that while I'm shuffling. Last week's theme, hi Arlene, was the Overlapping Worlds card. And that talked about a lot of us being in a time of transition. So being in between things or in between change. Hi Lynn. In between change at this time where we might be neither here nor there. That door hasn't fully closed, but the new door hasn't opened yet either. So that, and a heightened sensitivity too. That was our theme for last week. So I'm turning my attention now to this new reading week, starting Wednesday the 8th of February through to Tuesday the 14th of February. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. So I'm asking the cards to show us, the majority of us, what do we need to know for this week, Wednesday the 8th to the 14th of February 2023, and the best cards are these, and I'm just going to lay them face down here next to me, so just excuse me for a moment. We're going in a V, oh well actually it's like a side V. We're pointing now to the right, so we're pointing to the future. The right to me is about moving ahead, the right side. So we've got 5 Speed of Light Oracle and 2 Animal Kingdom. Thanks for sharing, Glenda, and welcome. Let's turn these guys open and see which direction, what direction are we going in, potentially. Okay, no featured cards, no dragons. So let's just do this. Wednesday the 8th of February, and we have card 1 called Boundaries. And it says truth, protection, courage, and bravery. So this is very much highlighting our boundaries on Wednesday and making sure our boundaries are healthy and supportive for us especially. And that, you know, I've talked about boundaries and defences a lot these last couple of weeks. So let's just remember to keep healthy boundaries that support us, because our boundaries can turn toxic. They can turn into these castle walls that we want to defend and that we hide behind. So if you find yourself getting a bit extra defensive lately, I find if I get in defensive mode, it usually means I'm trying to hide behind those kind of castle walls, and I'm trying to keep it defended so no one breaks in or comes into that space. So boundaries can become unhealthy, and we all know that. They can be too relaxed, but they can also be too guarded and too cutting everything out. So just make sure that your boundaries are healthy and supportive on Wednesday, and that you're not wearing yourself thin doing too many things, but you're also not holding yourself back by doing too little amount of things. So it's like the balance between no boundaries and boundaries that become defenses. So what's the in between for you? Now, it always changes because it depends on how we feel, what's going on for us. Also our priorities, because our priorities are always shifting too. As we change, our priorities change. And that is in turn will then affect our boundaries. So we might find that there are things happening at the moment, especially on Wednesday, where we need to perhaps put some boundaries up. Maybe we're being a bit too relaxed or a little bit too allowing in some certain area that we need to sort of put our hand up and say, no, I can't do this anymore, or this has to stop, or I need a break for now, because sometimes that's needed too. So what do your boundaries need on Wednesday? It might also be important to maybe look at it firstly as what is your current boundary state? So what is the current state of your boundaries? If you could imagine it as something, what might it be? Might it be a livestock fence? Might it be castle walls? Might it be the barrier of an island where the sea meets the beach or the shore? How do you imagine your boundaries to be? And once you know how they are now and how they feel for you, then you can take steps to adjust, to mend some fences, to break the castle walls down, or to tend to areas that may be a little broken or not really healthy and supportive for you right now. I love those two words. Sometimes we think, positive, negative, which has its place. But I think in regards to things like boundaries, I look at or ask myself, is this situation healthy and supportive for me? What do I feel in this particular situation? Do I need to relax my boundaries a bit? Maybe I'm scared of this new situation, so I'm using something as an excuse and I'm hiding behind my boundaries. Or are they too relaxed and I'm letting too much in and I'm feeling worn down and burdened? So that's what I sort of how I gauge my boundaries. So what are your current boundaries like? And they may need attention on Wednesday. Now moving to Thursday, the 9th of February, we have card 42 called the Tree Maiden. And it says endings, surrender, growth, and illumination. This is a potent card and it shows energy amplified. So it's like something being under the magnifying glass or something being under the spotlight on Thursday. So there might be something that feels bigger than what it really is, something that's highlighted, something that's magnified, something that's amplified on Thursday. And things do become louder and louder and louder, they're trying to get our attention. It could be an issue that we have that's trying to get our attention. It could be something good that's calling us, that's trying to get our attention. It could be endings that's required, something in our life that we know in our heart has expired, but we keep going through the motions, hoping we can keep things glued together and fixed and glued together, but things may be falling apart. So things get louder and more amplified the more we ignore something. And so we might find some of us on Thursday, this amplification, this under the spotlight of some situation that's loud. It's loud. So anything that feels loud is trying to get your attention. So what do you need to give attention to? What have you not been perhaps listening to that needs change or needs a new attitude or needs a shift or a release for you in your life? This card, as well as being an amplifying card, it also highlights endings. So there might be some ending that's required, or for us to really consider on Thursday, especially around whatever is loud. And sometimes that might be a fear, because fear can also become loud and looming and huge before us. So are you making a mountain out of a molehill with some sort of area of your life? So why are you making it a mountain when it's only a molehill or an anthill? Why does it seem so big and loud right now? What are you afraid of? What are you feeling resistant to? It may be change. Sometimes we listen to that resistance to change and we ignore that, what we know we need to do, hoping perhaps things get better, or maybe scared to make changes. And then we just end up being faced with this big looming mountain before us. So it might not be as big and scary as you think. So maybe consider what feels big and loud right now, especially Thursday. And what is it trying to tell you? What is it trying to bring your attention to? So Friday, the 10th of February, we have the koala. The koala is a featured card, but it says to meditate and be still and reflect and ponder. So we don't need to pull another card with this, but it's the koala card 52. And it says ponder, slow, quiet, grandfather, and wait. So there's a potential slowing down energy on Friday. Now, if you've got a lot planned like me, you're probably not going to have much time to slow down, but there might be time to maybe ponder things or discuss things or have good conversations that are in a little bit of a quieter place. Maybe for you, you need some quiet time, some time to listen and some time to notice what is loud in your life or what's trying to get your attention that is not in balance. There also, with this card, is the element of waiting. So there might be something that you're waiting on, something that you're feeling perhaps impatient about as well. So that energy's been highlighted. So if you have time and are able to and are inspired to rest and move slowly, then that might be of great benefit. But we're not all going to have that luxury of the time to do that. Okay, Saturday the 11th of February, and I feel like this is like the point of our arrow that points to the right, which is the way the cards are spread out. And I feel like there's going to be a lot coming up this week for some of us around direction, and especially our forward direction. So our future, our goals, where we're going, what we're stepping into, what direction are we taking. So I feel that's going to be important. Now, at the very point of this arrow is this card for Saturday. So I feel in some ways Saturday is like the leading force, or there's an energy in Saturday that wants to pull us in this new direction. It may be connected with this card, it may not be, but there's just a feeling of perhaps a potential breakthrough, or perhaps a potential rendezvous with someone, or an epiphany, or something that happens potentially on Saturday that will be that leading point, that point in the arrow that is very important in regards to our direction and where we're going. We can also add purpose and meaning into that energy too, because when we feel like we have direction, when we feel like we have a place to go or a path to take, then we have purpose and we have this sense of meaning. So there's something about Saturday. So if you've been holding back or hiding away, it might be helpful on Saturday to get yourself out a little bit. Maybe out into the community, maybe meet up with a friend or something like this, because I feel like there's something really brewing that wants to brew that's directly connected with direction for us on Saturday. Now the card for Saturday is Purification, card 8, and it says cleanse, detoxification and toxins. This is about cleansing and purging, letting go of the stuff that's holding us back, especially the stuff that is stopping us from moving in our life. When we're in balance, we're in flow. When we're not in balance, we're out of the flow and things aren't really moving that well for us. That smoothly is probably a good word to use in general. So if we can spend time on Saturday, if required, to cleanse and purge and release and surrender the things that are holding us back, especially from the direction that we need to take or the next step on our life's path, then that would probably be of great benefit, personal benefit to us. So Saturday, what's holding you back? What are your issues? What do you discover from this large looming energy and that energy that you sit in over Thursday and Friday potentially? What do you discover and learn about yourself and your life? The things that are working and maybe more importantly, the things that aren't. So the things that aren't working, if they're loud right now, are trying to get your attention to help you make some changes perhaps or adjustments to get back into a clear direction for yourself. And it's not, what I've found, it's not usually a matter of just, what would you say, like just, I'm not even sure really what the words are here, but there is a feeling that things need to shed and things need to clear and purge and wash away so that we can go clearly in that new direction or that next step or that direction for us personally. So what do you need to clear and cleanse? Prepare yourself to go in this new direction. So cleansing, and maybe also looking at what's toxic for you in your life, or what's toxic about what you think, what's toxic about what you say, what's toxic about what you do. And are you happy to continue doing those toxic things or thinking in that toxic way? Are you happy? Are you okay to continue thinking unhealthy and unsupportive thoughts? So it might be a personal cleanse in some ways, because I feel like if we have the courage to look in the mirror and really see ourselves for who we are and realize that, hey, that thought is just not good. I need to do something about this. Or these words I keep saying, putting myself down, putting others down, being judgmental or criticizing or whatever it might be, to really look honestly at these things that we do, that we think, that we say, and make sure they're aligned with our truth, and that we're not lying or cheating or holding ourselves back or taking us away from our truth and our balance. So lots of things to really look closely at if we have the courage to do so, and looking in the mirror may help. So that moves us to Sunday. So Sunday we're over that kind of corner, so the direction pulling us on Saturday. And then Sunday we have, card 42, the stag. New direction. This has been coming up the last couple of weeks, I think, pretty much. New direction. So this is that direction. Yeah, new direction. I didn't even click, which I've been talking about the whole time just by the cards and their layout. So this is the new direction, and we're here now standing on our path. Our antlers represent our intuition. These antlers represent our intuition and our tuning in to our path, our intuition, our truth, and what is next for us. Where do we want to go? We might not have a clear picture of the whole journey. In fact, it's unlikely that we do, as long as we have a somewhat clear picture of the next step. Because every next step ends up becoming the stepping stones of that path. So don't try not to be too stressed out that you need to have clarity of the whole direction. You don't need all of that information. Even if you just have bits that fill in, or bits like signposts along that journey, even if you just have a couple of those, that's good enough. Or just the next step, because every next step takes you there into that new direction. Your first steps are probably challenging, but once you get comfortable in that environment and in that space, in that direction you're walking, then you become more comfortable in that direction that you're taking. So trust your instincts here as you stand on your path in this direction that you're preparing to clarify for yourself, because maybe there's nothing different about the direction from today, like Wednesday when I'm recording this, till Saturday or Sunday. Maybe there's nothing really that different about it, like physically and energetically. Maybe it's us that gets on board with the direction or the path. Maybe we align further with it and we trust it a little bit more than perhaps we did on Wednesday or a few days ago. So trust your instincts. You are on your path. The stag stands here on his path, and he is ready to trust his instincts to hone in on where or what he needs to do next. Okay, Monday the 13th of February, we have action taking. Card 10. There's a real big theme here. It says move on, horizon, forward, surprise, and let go. Now I'm suddenly getting very hot. So there's a grounding energy that's coming in now for Monday. So things may be more mental, or we might be thinking about, talking about all these things and want to think about how we can apply it. But there's something about Monday that feels grounding, like a practicality to this direction, something real, something tangible, not something we just continue to talk about and think about and not do anything about. So I'm a very practical person. I'm big on the practical, so I feel excited about this. And this is Monday. So this is about allowing the old doors to close in our life and to stop propping these old doors open now with our foot. And let the doors that we know are closing close. We have to let them close. We have to let them go. We have to stop propping the door open. We have to stop keeping part of our energy invested in that old door that has expired, and perhaps long expired in some instances. This card is about letting the old door close so that we can step into the new door that is wanting to open for us in our life. This is the new direction. Another way of looking at this is to allow the sun to set on old parts of our life, to allow things to set now. It's the same as allowing the door to close and allowing the sun to rise on the new parts of our life that want to be revealed, that want to come into our experience. There is action and movement in this card, and like I said, a practicality, a groundedness, a bringing this into reality type of thing. So what can you do on Monday? And maybe this is for you on Saturday or Sunday if you are really, getting into that new direction that I talked about. Maybe this is for you over the weekend. But for most of us, by the time we get to Sunday, what can we do now? What can we really do to make this count? What can we really do to get that negativity and those unsupportive thoughts out of our head? What can we do to start speaking a clearer language that aligns with our truth, that doesn't keep the old going and going and going because we keep telling the story over and over again? We've got to stop. We've got to stop telling the story. As tragic and as difficult, if it's new, it's a bit different, but if it's long past, when are you going to stop talking about it and give yourself permission to move on? Because constantly talking about it keeps its energy active in your field, which means it hovers there, which means you prop the door open. So can you stop talking about it now? Can you start writing and telling a new story for yourself about your new life that is more uplifting and supportive and healthy for you? And what are you doing that keeps the old in play? What actions are you taking? What habits do you have that keep you tied down or held back? Do you really need these habits or these physical things that you do? The procrastination perhaps. Are these things supporting your direction and movement forward? So this is the type of thing we'll probably be exploring by Monday, if not over the weekend, and the action and focus that we need to take to really move and swim in that new direction, like the dolphin swimming towards the sunrise, that we have this wide open ocean before us all the stuff, the rocks and all the mountains and everything from the past, they're back there now, and we can focus on swimming forward. Find some new islands and discover some new things for ourselves in this new open ocean before us. So this is the energy that's in our favour, it feels. Oh, and interesting, we're still staying in the water theme. We've got Tuesday the 14th of February, and it's the tiger shark. We haven't seen this for a while. It's card 20, and it says, open your heart. Now the shark, so this is still that swimming forward energy, swimming forward into the new big open ocean before you. But there is a strong instinctual feeling too with this shark here, and a protective feeling. Knowing that we're safe and protected as we give ourselves permission to move on. And we only need the training wheels for a short amount of time. We don't need to permanently wear the training wheels or the swimming floaty things that we used to help us swim when we're learning. We don't need those forever, so don't keep those on. But if you need them to begin with to help you feel safe, that you're not going to drown or that you're not going to fall off the bike, then imagine that you've got those things, but don't keep them there for too long, especially not forever. So let them get you started, and then take your training wheels off and move out into the big open ocean that calls you. This is your direction. So the tiger shark's revealing its most vulnerable side, its underbelly, and it's showing a vulnerability as we move forward. And as we move through that vulnerability, and as we feel safe, and then we take our swimming floaty things off or our training wheels off, as we take these off and we realize we can do this, and actually it's going to be okay. This is better out here than I thought. Then we've just got free reign, really, because I feel like we'll move from vulnerability into confidence. So a very strong energy this week, very much about direction and about moving on from the past, especially the past that's stopping us from moving forward. So I trust this resonates and supports you. Thank you so much for connecting. I am going to pull a theme card, as always, in just a minute. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for connecting and watching today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you would like to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. If you're on Facebook, please hit the follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button so you get future videos. So we've got lots of things coming up, actually. Okay, so if you're in Hobart, Tasmania, or if you're in Tasmania and if you want to drive to Hobart this weekend, I will be doing spirit guide drawings in person at the New Age Festival. I've just shared a link on my Facebook page so you can check out the venue and all the details there. So I'll be selling some of my card decks, not the healing energy cards yet, they haven't arrived, but the cards I've used today, some books and crystals and ceramics, but I'll mainly be doing drawings all weekend. So if you're in the area and you want to book a drawing or come and say hello, then please come and have a look at the New Age Festival. Not next week. In a couple of weeks, I've got my online classes, so have a look at those if you're interested. That's on the 24th of February. So my art class, my card reading club, check those out if you want to. And my healing energy cards have opened for pre-orders, deck 1 and deck 2. And we've just got word that they have arrived in Australia. So we're now waiting to hear from customs. And then I can confirm a launch date. So pre-orders are open if you want to grab yourself a deck of my new cards and my most popular cards, the Healing Energy cards, number 1. So that's that. Please check out my website, templeofbalance.com.au, if you want to learn about anything there or anything else that I do at Temple of Balance. I create a lot of things, so please check it out. I could be here for an hour probably telling you. So have a look if you're interested. Okay, let's grab our best theme card. The theme card will help us see the bigger picture for this week ahead. So I'm looking for the best card that majority of us need from the 8th to the 14th of February 2023. And the best theme card is this. Another Speed of Light Oracle. Ooh, this is a powerful one. We've got the Cobra Bite. It is a featured card. It has further instructions here, which say to take the top card from the deck. So let's see what this is. I had a feeling we were going to do this. Okay, we've got another featured timing card. It says take the second card from the top. So now I go down to deck card 1, card 2. Oh, the Sea Eagle. The eagle. Very cool. Okay, these have come up together for a reason for our theme. And it brings intensity. The Cobra Bite is a very intense card. It's card 9 and it says sting, shock, truth, illusion. It's time to wake up to the truth, basically, which is a lot of what I was talking about. And a lot of this is about ourselves and what we are holding ourselves back with, and what we are limiting ourselves with through our thoughts, our words, our actions. There's a big truth element to this card. So what are you willing to see the truth about? Or we can look at this from another powerful angle, is where in your life are you living a lie? Because that can be a big truth slap and a big wake-up call. So this is like a wake-up call card. It can bring some type of shock or some type of surprise. It can tend to do that too. Now, it comes up with the lunar cycle card, which talks about 1 month. This is card 53. This is a timing card, so it talks about a 1 month cycle. So this week, so the second week of February till around the second week of March, that this is not just these next few days. This is in effect for the next month or so. And it comes up with this card, the Sea Eagle card 29, and it says reconnection. It's interesting that this is the solar energy and this is the lunar energy. So there's a balance that wants to come into our life. A balance between our true masculine and feminine, our inner masculine and feminine energy. Our ability to be soft and patient and creative. Our ability to be strong and bold and daring. And these energies. So the Sea Eagle is about reconnecting with what's important to us now. And to stop making excuses. Stop keeping the old story going, especially the very old story. If it's a new thing you're dealing with, that's different. You just need to work your way through that. But if it's old and you've been keeping it in play and a lot of time has passed, why do you keep it active? So this is about moving on and really reconnecting with what is important to us now. Reconnecting with spirit, reconnecting in our relationships that matter, that support us, that are healthy for us. Reconnecting with ourselves and reconnecting with our life. And there's even a balance here, isn't there, in the black and white, and the strength here in this eagle to fly in this new direction. It's flying right, like these cards going right and this arrow pointing right. We are ready to fly or swim into the new horizons, the new land for us. So are you ready to take this energy and work with it? Or are you going to just keep sitting in your bubble of pain? Can you burst that bubble now and get yourself out? Because you're the only one that can do it. It's up to you to stop torturing yourself, to let go and to move forward. And the energy is very favourable for that this week. So if there's ever a week for you to really make some progress in your direction and your healing, then that's this week. So make the most of it. It's not always this favourable. So thank you so much for watching. I do trust this resonates and supports you. Come back and connect with the replay throughout the week if you need to get your bearings. But I will connect with you again very soon. Take care and bye for now.